Hello and welcome back to this video. So in our line of work as programmers, there are times where we need to be able to explain some aspect of our code to other people who will be reading them in the future. Or sometimes the explanation actually comes to help our future selves, where you're looking at code that you wrote some weeks ago, a month ago, some years ago, and you're not quite getting why you took certain decisions. So every programming language out there makes provision for the ability for you to include comment in your code. And comments are lines that are ignored by the compiler. And Rust provides us with several ways of writing different kinds of comment. And that is what we're going to look at in this video. Now, in our main file, which is included in the demo app, which we are going to use for the rest of this video, of this course, I have already included some lines of code which are not too new to you. So I have this print line macro here, which you have seen. What is new is let age is equals 98, which is how we declare variables in Rust, but I'm going to talk about that in a future video. So let's run this program and see what it produces. So I'm going to do cargo run, and let's wait for the compiler to finish doing its work. Okay, so you can see that it prints hello world, your age is 98. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to use the different types of comments in Rust. The first one, which is a line comment, is done by just including two forward slashes in front of a statement. And once this is done, the compiler is going to ignore that line totally. So line 2 is not going to be compiled into our deliverable. So let's do cargo run again. And you can see that this time around, it prints your age is 98. And the compiler totally ignored the print line for the hello world. Okay, so this is one way of using the line comment. That is, if you want to comment out any piece of code, or sometimes you also want to explain what that piece of code does. So in Visual Studio Code, there is a shortcut for achieving this. That is, you hold down your control and the forward slash, and it's going to toggle commenting on or off on that line. So if I do, again, it's going to comment it, and I do it again, it's going to take it off. You can also place the line comment on top of a statement that you want to comment out or explain. So over here, I can say says hello to the entire world. I mean, this is a useless comment, but this is just for demonstration purposes. Let's run this, and you can see that this time around, line 3 is going to be included in the compiled program, but then line 2, which is a comment, is going to be ignored by the compiler totally. Now, one advice I would like to give is that write your program such that you don't need to write a lot of comments, because in programming, everything you write is a statement. So if you need extra comments to explain statements that you have done, that you have written, then you're probably not writing good enough statements. So yes, there are times where you definitely need to leave comments to explain some clever code you are writing or some logic that you are implementing, but it shouldn't be a habit to add a comment to every single line of code out there. Okay, now let's see another type of commenting that we can do. The other type of comment that we can do is known as a block comment, and that is used when you want to comment out multiple lines of code, or you want to include a comment that spans multiple lines. And the way to do that is, so I'm going to just get rid of this whole line here. The way to include block comment is to start off at the start of the line where you want to begin the commenting with a forward slash and the asterisk, and then you can come to the end and include the asterisk and a forward slash. So what I have effectively done in this program is I've commented out every single line of code, and so my program is useless. It's to compile, but you're not going to see anything. So let's do cargo run again, and you can see that yes, it compiles, but nothing is printed because we have commented out the entire code. Okay, So that is a block comment for you. In some tests, you might see that every line in a block comment begins with an asterisk, and this is not required. It is purely for aesthetics. People do that because it probably looks beautiful to them, but you don't have to do the work of including it there, and some test editors will include it for you automatically. Okay, so that's it about block comment. Let's talk about another type of comment, which is called doc comment. So if you are using any Rust library or you are using any Rust create out there, you find out that the codes that are written have some comment on top of them to explain what they do, and those are called doc comments. And Rust has the ability to generate HTML documentations out of these doc comments. So this is a very simple program, and then the doc comment is not going to make so much sense here, but I'm going to explain to you how to write it anyway, and in subsequent videos you will see how to actually generate the HTML documentation after you have written your doc comment. So there are two ways of including doc comments. The first one is when you want to include a doc comment for the entire enclosing items or element in your code. So when I do dot dot slash slash and then I put this bang there, any comment that I write here, all the way till the start of the new item, in this case our main function, is going to be generated into an HTML doc comment. And we also have slash slash slash, which is 3 forward slashes, and that is used to generate a doc comment for just the enclosing item. So let's create a function. I haven't taught you about functions yet, but I'm going to do this to explain to you how to write doc comment. So let's say I'm creating a function called add, and it takes two numbers. Let's say a which is I32 and B which is also I32. I'm going to spend time to explain to you what all these ones are in future videos, but for now just bear with me. And let's say it returns A plus B, and I have to put this here to declare the types of my parameters. Yeah, so basically I have this function called add, and what I would want to do is add a doc comment that explains what the add function does. So I'll say add returns the summation or the sum of two integers. Basically, this is how you write your doc comment, and once I have shown you how to generate your HTML documentation pages, you will see that Rust has a tool for generating a web page that people can basically use to browse the APIs of your code and understand what each of the functions in there does. So this is it about the commenting features in Rust. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.